What's up, everyone? Welcome to the podcast, a show dedicated to talking about all the poggers things in life, like music, content creation, and video games. Oh, the noise gate didn't bring it up, but I was hoping for a glug, 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 glug there. Yeah, and we'll fix it in post. What you pouring? What you sipping?
I just got the first thing I could find. Hashtag not sponsored. It's Buffalo Trace.
Buffalo Trace. Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, I got up at like 2 a.m.
You got up at 2 a.m.?
Yeah, dude, I had like a really fucking weird dream. And it was like, yeah, it was weird. A little bit spooky. Like I was getting put on like a ventilator. It was fucking weird. It was a weird dream, and then I, at the same time, simultaneously was like, I'm fucking hungry. So I just got up and had like 3 massive bowls of cereal. And so I kind of felt like I never felt worse in my life than having just like a ton of cereal at 2 a.m. and then falling back asleep for like 40 minutes. So
dude, that's so wild to me. Like, I wake up in the middle of the night sometimes, but like, dude, never have I ever, like, one iota of my personhood considered getting up to eat in the middle of the night.
Well, dude, there was a period of time where I was trying to figure out like medication stuff for my whole like GI thing I was dealing with way back in the day, and I was like going from like different steroids to all kinds of different things, and I don't remember which one. Maybe it was gabapentin, or maybe it was before that. I don't remember, but it was like I gained like 30 pounds, bro, in like a month.
Jesus.
And I've been the same weight since I was approximately 13.
Yeah. yeah.
And it was like I would wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, I need 3 donuts. And like I never ever had more than like a donut. And then it started to be like I had to weird. I had the shame of being, you know, like Meg would be like, oh yeah, you want a donut? I'm going to get coffee and a donut. I'm like, can you give me 2? And just it's such a weird thing, dude. This is like one of those things that like I'm sure everyone who hasn't just been like a scrawny person, probably every normal average person or anybody who's ever been like overweight or whatever are gonna like roll their eyes at how like duh this is, but like wasn't until like I don't know, within 8 or 9 months, I don't know how long ago it was, first time in my life where I was like the shame of like eating too much or like it was rough, dude. Yeah.
I don't think I could never get out of bed to eat food, but I do disgusting things late at night before I go to bed. Like, I think we've talked about this. Like, I'll make an entire sandwich, like mayo, mustard. I'll like cut lettuce, slice tomatoes. It's like 12:30. It's like past midnight, and I will like make a sandwich. I will like.
That's the least.
Yeah, but then you go to bed and I feel disgusting. I will eat lots of food very late at night. Well, maybe my wife thinks it's disgusting. Maybe it's less weird than I think. But I'll eat a lot before I go to bed, but I'll never get up out of my bed to eat. That seems crazy.
I'll always remember my best friends. Their mom, she was like a second mother to me. She'd always. She ended up getting hammered.
I was about to say, is this the one that was a hammer? Okay, that would get hammered.
I told you she would, like, one day she came back with like a giant bowl that was just like salad with like Cheetos and like barbecue sauce, and like it was just like whatever she could. I think she was like sleepwalking, like drunk.
Yeah.
And she would just put shit together.
That's crazy,
dude. I have a question for you.
Okay.
This is something that it might be an epiphany.
Okay.
It might not be. So we've talked before about how my wife has aphantasia.
Yes.
So she doesn't have like she doesn't picture things in her mind, right? No
mind's eye.
Mind's eye. So the question I have is, do you have an inner monologue?
Yeah.
Okay, so wait. So don't think about that for too much.
Okay.
It took my wife 34 or 35 years or something to discover this, which you would think how could you possibly?
Yeah.
And it's like going through life. Like, I don't know that you could go 35 years and be like colorblind and not know it. Like it would come up, right? So how is it that you could go so long? And I feel like a lot of it comes down to a thing that I just keep seeing everywhere, which is how imprecise we are with language and fucking how we communicate. How different people can be talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
No one's ever paying enough attention to know that people are using the same things, but they mean something different.
Yeah. Okay.
So, like, to think about the number of times that you're like, okay, picture this or imagine this.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm literally picturing or imagining, and she was just like, thought that meant like it was allegorical.
Yeah, like I'm gonna paint you a picture. Like, that's clearly an allegory. I'm not actually painting you a picture. Like, interesting.
Okay, so then the question I have is, what do you mean when you think inner monologue? Because I would have said my whole life I have an inner monologue.
Gotcha.
Until I heard someone else ask someone else that question, and then that person answered in a way that was like, oh, I don't think I do.
So I kind of have two flavors of things that I would consider to be an inner monologue. One is just the base running. I do actually think words. Like, I don't just like think emotions. I'm not just like frustrated. I am thinking things like, oh my God, I have to do this stupid thing later. I really don't want to have to do that or whatever. And then the second maybe layer of that is I will also talk to myself in those thoughts. I will use words like oh my God, you gotta fucking lock in or whatever. Like, I'm not out loud in my head, like speaking to me. So that's when, so that, I don't know if that is what you consider an inner monologue, but when you said, do you have an inner monologue? That is what I thought of. And that's why I said yes.
Well, so I think that's what most people think when they say inner monologue. The thing is, and I would have my entire life would have been like, yeah, of course I do. And yet the more I've been doing I've always been probably like, I don't know even if you could say like overly introspective. Like I'm in my head.
Yeah.
And yet I think I would say no, that I don't have an inner monologue in that way. Like, the more that I thought about it, and this happens, and I find, I don't even know like where to begin with this. It's something I started to like get a hint at during therapy. Being asked a question and then instantly having a conglomeration of sort of thoughts that in that setting, right, in a therapy setting, when a lot of it is introspective, a lot of it's theory of mind, it's a lot of it's thinking about thinking, right, metacognition, where in that context things I would be thinking differently, but it would be frustrating. And I think part of that frustration has to do with, or was related to, I guess you could say, this whole inner monologue thing. And I was watching the most recent episode of Ask Hank Anything.
Okay, yeah.
From Hank Green.
Yep.
And he was asked if he had an inner monologue. And wait, here I'm thinking, there's no way someone as intelligent as him like wouldn't have an inner monologue. And he was like, no, I don't think so. And I was like, weird. And instantly I'm thinking of it as if it's like a handicap. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
And the way he described the way he thinks, I was like, oh, that's exactly how I think. And I'm like, I actually don't think in terms of, but like, I also wonder if I were to describe it, the way that I think, or try to sort of explain the way that he sort of described it. There's a part of me that also thinks like a lot of people who describe the inner monologue like you did would say like, oh well, I also I guess maybe have that too, but I don't know.
Okay.
He says that he thinks in like clouds, and that instantly made sense to me.
That makes no sense to me.
And this is the part that like contributes to that frustration.
Yeah.
That I was talking about with like therapists would ask me a question. So I don't literally mean this, but you could almost picture like a word cloud.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That kind of like so even if I put it that way, does it make a little bit more sense, or is it still like, no, that's...
I mean, it makes sense, but that's not at all how my inner monologue is more like way more like a conversation with myself.
Interesting. Okay. So, cause like when I think about a conversation, I almost think about it very... That sounds so chaotic. Welcome to my fucking world. I almost think about that like you're single-threaded. Like a conversation, I think about like there's one thread that blocks another thread that blocks another. Like, when I think about a cloud, someone will ask me a question, and instantly I will have in my head a collection, a dozen of both concrete and sort of abstract ideas, thoughts, feelings, connections that it's like boom all at once. That is so hard to articulate. It's why I need to take notes, because imagine a fucking tree of like thinking. You say one thing and there's a tree. Well, we could start talking about one branch, but like there's all these other things that are all happening simultaneously.
Yeah.
That I'm considering and I'm thinking about. And it's why, I mean, historically, I'm one of those people that like has to fucking interrupt someone who's talking, because like I already know they're a third of the way through the sentence. I know what you're gonna say. I just want to I want to like finish the sentence for you, and like, you know, and I mean that's something that, like I've been aware of my whole life and have like always tried to like be consciously aware of, because it's like it's a fucking annoying thing.
Interesting. I can kind of like conceptualize what you're talking about for sure. And I actually really agree with like the conversation piece, like single-threaded versus multi-threaded. Sometimes I feel like I'm at the precipice of that, where like if in a conversation with somebody says something and like a couple different ideas light up, I feel them. It's why I feel like I'm so forgetful, because I feel like I'm single-threaded. I'm like, my brain goes, here's 4 abstract concepts that you thought of, pick one. And they all just start to disappear from view. So I go, that one. And I'm like, okay, this is the thing I'm going to say. And everything is just gone. Like everything else, like I feel single-threaded, if that makes sense. Like when you said that, I was like, that does make sense. That is a good description for the way I think.
Yeah, dude. I sometimes I think that like, I think in so many ways our experiences, like human, are like so similar. But then I think that there are other ways in which like we've probably gone thousands of years using the same language for things that are different experiences.
Yeah.
There are certain people that are talking about spiritual things when that's the same thing that some people mean when they're talking about drugs, which is the same thing that some people mean when they're talking about sex, which might be completely different than other people who talk about religious ecstasy, which might be, you know, but yeah, there's like so many aspects of this too that are just tied in, dude. It's a tangled fucking web. I just literally heard tangled up like branches in a flood.
Ooh.
I come as a blade.
Chokehold. Chokehold me, daddy. Saturate me.
It's one of the reasons why I also like I feel as if I don't have a ton of patience when in arguments, not like fights, but like in the dialogue. Because especially when it comes to like the most surface level things, because like not only have I heard them all before, but there's also a piece of me that like, and here's like one of my flaws is that like the moment I become familiar with something, and then even I could like learn something new today, and then like spend the next 2 weeks watching videos about it, and then like a month from now, when people were to talk about it and they would speak about it maybe more naively, I'm just like, I have this information in my head. I don't have patience for people who don't.
Yeah.
Which is like, I couldn't function in my life if people acted that way towards me about what I'm ignorant of. But like, there was something that like triggered me the other day that was, I had to like pump the brakes. I was like, whoa. When someone said something like, someone said something about free speech, and I'm like, oh God, here we go. And someone said, oh, well, free speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences. And someone's like, yeah, well, but there are limitations on it. It's like, oh, I'm like, I just know all of these little branches.
Yeah.
It's like, God, can we just get past all these like surface level cliche, like the tropes of like, free speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences. It's like such a fucking, it's true.
Yeah.
But like, two wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah.
It's just such a like a boring platitude that's like, can we get beyond this stuff? Especially when like the ideas that I have that I want to talk about are 9 layers deep.
Yeah, past that. Yeah.
And it gets even more complicated when the things that are in my head, my inner monologue, this like cloud, or you could even say like a tree.
Yeah.
It involves my own, what I feel like often is like what feels like a fairly robust secondary theory of mind.
Okay.
I have like an idea of you and what you're thinking and your history and your past and the way you think and the prejudices and some of the, and so like I am thinking about all the things I want to talk about, thinking about all the ways in which you're gonna, and I don't mean you specifically,
no,
but
yeah,
you're gonna get caught up or think about these things and about how like, and I'm like, I'm just, I know the way that people are going to want to respond. And of course, like when I say I know, obviously, like I don't always know.
No, yeah. What you're talking about is the phenomenon in your brain where you feel like you do know. There have been times where the person surprised you. There have been times where you nailed it. There have been times, whatever. But like what you're talking about is that mental map that happens. And then yeah.
And the more I learn, the more frustrating it is because the more predictable people get, because the more my understanding is, I feel as if the more my understanding is actually more accurate.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like why I'm like, don't want to talk to a particular, I don't want to not talk to, but I don't want to engage in a particular kind of political discussion with a particular kind of person.
Yeah.
Because my mental map of where their brain is going to go, I know where they're going to go before they're going to go there.
Yeah.
And so it's already so boring that in a way I almost speed run right to the end, which sometimes ends up potentially reaffirming, like let's say a flat earther.
Yeah.
I'm going to instantly be like,
yeah.
And I'm going to dismiss them. And of course, they're going to be like, wow, what a brainwashed NASA shell. They don't even question it.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I just know everything you're going to say. And I know I have all the answers. And I know the way in which you're going to answer incorrectly. And so, like, I'm already at the end where I've already given up. And we haven't even started on the conversation. And I'm exhausted. And this is where I think I keep coming back to this. The epiphany I had years ago, well, it wasn't an epiphany. It was more of like someone said something and it was an aha moment of like, yes, that makes more sense, of the introvert extrovert thing.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
The way that people would describe, I would have described myself as an extrovert my whole life.
Yeah.
I'll talk to anybody in any Starbucks line and at any party.
Put me in any situation and I can find my way out. Like I can socialize my way out of it. And
and yet I get so fucking exhausted by, and part of it is because my brain is a 17 thread multi-threaded thing, and I'm not trying to say like I'm intelligent. It's more of just like chaos.
No, yeah.
Where I'm just like, I'm already know, and not only do I like, when I say I know, I have a pretty good idea of like what people are thinking, what they're gonna say, and very often I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
But also I'm going down 27 different paths.
Yeah.
That some of them are like, it's reminiscent of Everything Everywhere All at Once. I will like literally be like, all right, so I'm having this conversation with this person. I say a thing, they freak out and get mad, or they laugh at me, or whatever, or they jump over, grab the dildo-shaped trophy off the table, shove it in their ass, and start to fight me. Like, my brain will do all the crazy things. What happens if I just turn around and jumped out the window? What happens if like a terrorist walked through the door?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And I'm like always just doing all of this shit all the time. That like I get home, it's 2 p.m. and I'm like, I feel like I ran a marathon and all I did is go out and talk to some people for a couple hours, you know?
Yeah. And I feel like, which is just perfect. I feel like the internet is like a terrible place for that, because you're so often like, do you feel as though, because, you know, we've talked about like the type of person, it's like, we know not everybody is whatever, like dumb or like what, but like the type of person to like, you know, comment on a flat earth video that's like 7 paragraphs long. Like if their comment is like I can say not everybody that watches YouTube is dumb, but I can say that the percentage of people who are dumb that would watch a video about flat earth, comment about it with 7 paragraphs, like just the more niche the thing, the higher it gets. So the type of people that often want to like engage you and argue are statistically higher likely to be the ones where you can successfully mental map that really quick and be like, oh, I'm fucking done with this conversation. But then does that affirmation of that over and over again make it harder to almost like be outside and engage with somebody and almost be like, oh, you're not, like, you might actually surprise me. Like, you're a real person that, you know, have come to, you came to this like internet conclusion, you know, like maybe they believe in flat earth, not because of like, imagine running into somebody in the real world that was a flat earther, only like they've never even been on the internet, only because they were like, yeah, but look, the horizon, it's straight. And you would be like, oh, you're a different type of person to argue with. You're not this person, you know, but it would be hard to not put them in that bucket, because
that would be exciting.
Yeah, I guess that would be fun. But yeah, does that make sense? It's like, I feel like the type of person to engage in a Twitch chat or to come in and be hostile and want to fight is just so often the same type of person that it kind of affirms that thing, which make it harder, I don't know, in real life when people are more nuanced.
I mean, yes, and that goes back to some of the historical sort of challenges I've had just being like live streaming, because like think about the like fucking logical tree, the conversation dialogue tree I go down with, you know, my fucking wife's uncle's girlfriend's son who's at a graduation party and we're talking about some random thing, right? And how exhausting that is, okay? But now think about that tree. That tree is informed by my relationship
with that person or the person that we mutually know.
The cultural context around, like, you're a 23-year-old Asian woman, you're a 45-year-old white guy, you're a 17-year-old, you know, African-American girl, right? Like all of those, you're somebody I worked with for 10 years who knows me, you know, not to mention facial cues, tone of voice. Think about all of that context.
For sure.
And my brain is doing overtime. And what it's trying to do is trying to fill in the blanks to manufacture, to try to build this like mental model of their brain.
Yeah.
So that I can understand them, so that I can best communicate with them.
Yeah.
And then now imagine I'm doing that but with 7 words in a Twitch chat with a name. All I get is a username, the text, and a color of the name.
Yeah. Yeah. Kiwi potato 69 blue is all the like context you have for this person typing. I can't believe you would say that ... in Twitch chat.
so now imagine going from being exhausted by talking with like 3 adult humans that I have relationships with and know in real life over the course of 8 hours compared to 30 random people.
Yeah.
For 8 hours straight.
Yeah.
And the 30 people are changing with no context clues and nothing. My brain is like triple overtime trying to fill in blanks it couldn't possibly fill in.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
And then and then also, I think like in a weird way, I almost want to say like I think I have historically given too much. I don't want to say like given too much credit, but like I don't know. I'd have to talk to like a Deadly Slob or talk to like a handful of all kinds of other streamers to know.
Yeah.
What do they think about if someone comes in and says a thing? Like, are they affected in a way that...
Yeah. In a similar way, yeah.
Because you have to say, like, this is a real person who says real things and feels real emotions. But, like, you almost can't give that level of agency to colored collections of characters that you don't know.
Yeah.
Unless you want to go insane.
Yeah, or at the very least, you can't put it on the same level as talking with someone face to face. Like, you know what I mean? The escapism of, you know what I mean? It's like, it's just time and time again, we've all shown that, you know, when nobody knows it's us, we all act differently. And so like, yeah.
But so then what level?
Yeah, exactly. Like, who just, I'm with you. But
historically it's been, I'm either talking to a person or I'm talking to Smarter Child.
Yeah. Yeah.
On AOL Instant Messenger.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you have like social media, and it just seems to me like for some people it's so effortless to just not give any credence.
Yeah.
Which is like the healthy, freeing thing is to totally dehumanize.
Yeah.
Literally just yesterday. And this is something that like I probably spent the least amount of time dwelling on this as I ever have or ever would have historically yesterday. And it still doesn't feel like enough and feels like too much.
Okay.
Somebody came in and context, the context always matters.
Yeah, of course.
Somebody came in, and I'll give you the piecemeal information as I
received it. Yeah.
Chatter comes in, boom. Not the first time message.
Okay.
Wow, it's so weird seeing Veritas with only 34 viewers. I remember back in the day when he was one of the most popular Tarkov streamers.
Yeah. Okay.
LOL.
Yeah.
It's like there's a coin flip.
Yeah.
This could be the type of person that like wants me to kill myself, right? Or it could be like literally, or it could be a 43-year-old dad sitting next to his kid with the Switch playing whatever and just
genuinely like yeah.
But like serious.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm like click on their username. As I click on their username, I grok at about the same time. They have 4 messages in my channel.
Okay.
They've been following since January of 2020.
Damn.
And their name is like Trollololo Man or something.
Okay.
So I'm like, could just be a coincidence.
Yeah, but the odds are rising. Yeah.
And I see so four messages, right? I just told you what 2 of them are.
Yeah.
The previous 2 were from July of last year.
Okay.
Wow, it's so crazy seeing Veritas with only 42 viewers. I remember back in the day when he was huge in Tarkov.
Oh my God. Yep. Yeah.
And for like my own mental health, I just had to say the fact that their name has troll in it. Yeah. I'm sorry if it's a coincidence. I just click ban and just move on. It's like not worth.
Yeah, I agree.
I could interrogate.
Yeah.
Hey man, are you serious? Because imagine the troll. Like, yes, I got him.
Yeah.
Now he can play stupid forever, and I'll be wondering whether or not I should give them any respect and take them seriously, or if they're just fucking with me. Or I can just assume that the fact they have troll in their name and they say the thing, which I have to say again, that message, I'm sure to some people is going to be like, it's harmless, dude.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, as a streamer, that's the equivalent of you used to be so hot in high school.
Yeah. Yeah.
You used to be in such great shape. What happened?
Yeah. And you used to be so skinny.
Someone who's like a little overweight.
And it's like, oh, yeah. No, for sure.
It's just a cringe fucking thing where I'm like, I'm just going to have to, I'm sorry, but I feel bad. And I spent maybe 15 minutes going through my head saying, should I unban them? Are they going to be like in Discord being like, what the fuck? Like what? Like, because they're just an innocent 40-something-year-old guy. I look like some unhinged weirdo.
Yeah.
But like, maybe that's just the cost of doing business, where it's like some people are going to think that I'm a crazy asshole.
Yeah.
You know,
so like,
I've already spent too much time thinking about it at that point.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, nobody knows the answers. I don't know the answers. I definitely I see where you're coming from. And by the way, I do the same thing. So I'll give you mine. I've spent mine happened yesterday too. I haven't spent time wondering if I should have banned them or not, but I have I know too much time wondering, thinking about this chatter when I know that I shouldn't have. Okay. And so for context, this is a very short context. Following for 4 years, 7-month sub. Okay.
I wish you could see how many of those were gifted, because that would give context.
It would give a lot of context. I was playing Tarkov, and they typed,
oh, first mistake.
Icebreaker was a bad design. Talking about the new map. Somebody just added them, responded to that message with just the letter L, L take. So Icebreaker was a bad design, and somebody responded L. Next message, you have no brain power or maturity, so you result to insults, suck my dick.
Wait, they said that to that person?
To that person, just after L. And so I read that, and I swear to God, my honest to God reaction was to laugh. I laughed and I was like, whoa. I've never seen somebody 0 to 100 that fast before.
I was just gonna say 0 to 60.
Yeah, I laughed. I said, I didn't even ban the guy. I was like, I've never seen somebody 0 to 100 that fast before. I laughed and then I went.
The second guy.
No. So the guy said Icebreaker was bad design. The second guy said L. Then the first guy that said Icebreaker was a bad design just went straight to, you have no brain power, you're immature, suck my dick.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah. I skipped. I thought that was the second guy responding first.
Literally,
Jesus.
Icebreaker was a bad design. Somebody goes L, and then he just loses his mind. So I laugh, and then I look at the screen, and then I look over, and everybody's laughing because he got banned. And then so Reverse sent me, and Automod held a message. So he goes, Icebreaker was bad design. Somebody tells him L. His response is, you have no brain power or majority, suck my dick. I laugh at that statement. And then his statement is, this community and this entire channel's community is actually fucking R-word. Boom. So we ban him, and it was just and I think banning him was the right decision there, but I have spent an unhealthy amount of time just going, I was like reversed. That wasn't a bad decision. Good decision. But I immediately just pulled up his username and just scrolled through. It was like 200 chat messages. And they were all just so normal. All Tarkov stuff. What's up, Jesse? How you doing? Oh, that's funny. Like, hey, do you know when this is dropping? Just messages and messages and normal, no arguments, no bans, no timeouts on the account. And then I'm just like, so I've just been like reeling about like what happened to this person. It's like the closest I've ever been to like maybe this guy's little brother actually was on his, that's the my dog ate my homework of Twitch. Oh, sorry, my little brother was on my account. I was like, what's happening?
Oh,
and I'm like, I spend so much time thinking about the human behind the keyboard that I'm like, dude, maybe they were just having a bad day. Maybe they just like,
you want to make it make sense, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, because, oh God. And here's the thing, like, to me, this is like a psychological fucking study. It's not like, whenever you want to talk about it, some people are like, bro, why are you getting so upset? Why are you thinking too much about it? It's like, nah, dog, like, I'm fascinated by this.
Dude, we're all living on this pale blue dot. That's a real person behind that keyboard. I want to know why.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's a real person that's either trolling or it's the real person who's someone's brother.
Yeah.
Or it's a real person programmed the bot.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know why.
Yeah.
Like who, what, where, why, when.
Dude,
sometimes I wish I could just like door opens and you're like, hey, is there someone whose 100%. Name's like Blink-182 fan 96? Like here?
Yeah.
There is. And then you look and I'm just like, who do I picture? Like,
dude,
peeks out from the kitchen wall behind the door, right? Like, Who is it? Right? Because that thing being said by the 46-year-old dad of 3 versus the 16-year-old edgelord who's just like, scrolling on TikTok while he's also on Twitch, and the 27-year-old like Manosphere, tier 3 subscriber, super fan.
Yeah.
So, but like curiosity,
dude,
curiosity is terrible when there's an infinite amount of unknowable information that affects my daily life. Because like it's not like I'm more mad that I can never know than I am about the thing.
Yes. But then once again, that's interpreted as being mad about the thing, which is like conceding it means the troll won because they made you mad. But what is actually got my gears turning in my head is just like what, like we were we had a different thing yesterday where like I was playing with Deadly Slav yesterday. I was playing with Deadly Slav and Velian. We were doing 3-mans on woods and Velian was using a thermal and somebody came into the YouTube chat and he was making these like, it was just weird enough remarks about like how we were basically like, we're kind of pussies because someone on the team was using a thermal. Like, oh, I guess you guys have to use those. And it was just like weird vibes and I ignored it. And then he just kept posting and then he kept posting and then he kept posting. It was like 30 minutes of this. And in the back of my head the whole time, I was literally like, it's Tuesday morning. It's 11:30. Like, what are we doing? Like, who's got the time for this, right? And then what broke the dam was somebody else in chat added him and went, you're giving off weird vibes. And then immediately went to like, oh my God, all I said was this and you idiot. So it was like, I was like, thank Christ, ban, right? Like, thank God.
You made it easy for me.
30 minutes later, Deadly was like, oh, Jesse, I think you have a super fan. And I was like, what? And that guy went to Deadly's chat and then was now talking about me because, I didn't even ban him. I timed him out. For 24 hours. Because I was like,
timing him out is worse, bro. I was like, that's when they need somewhere to riot.
I was like, you got weird vibes. So then he went, and we laughed about that, and then Deadly banned him. And then 30 minutes later, Velian was like, no way. And he went to Velian's chat. And then by the time he made it to Velian's chat, he was trying to like really 300 IQ troll because he said Vel read the message out loud laughing because Vel kind of caught the vibe. But Vel was like, he read the message and he was like, sorry, I normally just watch Jesse because I like to support smaller streamers. And dude,
oh my God, no,
dude, I was cackling, bro, because I was like, He because you could see it was like the 7 stages of grief. He was like mad that somebody called him weird vibes in my chat. And then he was like in denial when he went to Deadly's chat and was like, that Jesse guy's crazy. And then he was like on a whole nother level by the time he made it to Valiant's chat, trying to like pseudo intellectually fight me by like putting me down without having like really aggressive vibes. But the whole time it felt like I was giving that guy attention, right? Because I was talking about it, but I just couldn't. I was like, I just can't get over the hump of like, it's Tuesday at 11:30 and you're crossing streams, you're opening new browser tabs. You're like, I was just like, dude, you have so much mental space for this thing to like craft this 3-layer deep troll on me. And I'm just like, I mean, there's like nothing better you can do with your life. It was crazy.
Bro, that is like,
I've been thinking about that guy too. Just like what's going on in the day to day.
And what I need to know is it's indistinguishable. Some like literal emotional internet terrorism 4D chess.
Yeah.
Or giga autistic, like I don't know what it is, right? It's like, oh my god, and they're indistinguishable. And this is how I can't say what I was just gonna say. The bourbon.
Oh, it's hitting already. Sheesh.
I can't.
Yeah, dude. I can't
reference the million barrels of Iranian oil that we stole.
Can't do that.
Did you hear about that?
No.
Oh. I mean, now I have to, I'm just gonna say it.
Okay.
Now, randomly in like a press conference, Trump was like,
recently,
like a couple of days ago.
Oh, okay. I haven't
talking about like the inflation. I love inflation. The inflation numbers not being good. I love inflation. Actually, you want to know why? Because guess what? And I'm paraphrasing here. Okay, we have actually stolen like a bajillion gallons of oil from Iran, and they didn't even know it until now.
Was this a like, Truth Social crash out?
No, this was like
in a press conference. Jesus.
So like, wait a minute. You're okay with the inflation because we've been stealing oil? Like, wait, you're unironically doing the thing that everyone said Bush was doing back in the day, and then in front of like Congress, like his cabinet member or whatever was like, we're not doing that. He must be speaking like metaphorically or something.
And the irony of like live streaming talking about your heists that they're not supposed to know about. It's like, it's very much so giving like when my kids are in the other room and I hear the one go, don't tell dad. like I had an extra piece of candy, don't tell dad. And I'm like standing right there.
It's the difference between like
the 1,050K.
This is the thing that is the thing that I stand behind. I'm principled, and this is what I believe in. Trump does the opposite. That was total 4D chess. Trump's like, no, actually, I didn't actually mean that thing. It was crazy. See how much of a 4D chess it even confused me. And it's like these chatters are like, I just wanted to support a smaller streamer.
Bro,
it's like,
yeah.
Oh, that is a terroristic act. To say such a thing, because it's like, whoa! I am actually really attracted to obese women.
Yeah,
girl, I met on
Tinder,
and it's like, what?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Dude, it's wild stuff, man. So yeah, so like I have to say that I'm with you. I do think the right thing to do is kind of just like make the call in the moment, because we're never going to be perfect. Like, because the thing is like my guess is that assuming I don't like this is a take I'm simmering on. It hasn't fully cooked, so I might like tell me if you wholesale reject this. I almost think you make more mistakes. Like, if you assume everybody is a human with positive intent, you will be wrong more often than if you assume everybody's a bot. Not everybody on the internet, but of the people, like if you were going to ban 100 people this month.
So it's not that you would be wrong more often, but it's that the conglomerate negative effects are larger.
Yes, that's a better way to put it.
If there's 100 people and one of them is a serious troll,
yeah,
and one of them is antisocial, they don't know like internet etiquette.
Yeah.
You're gonna spend like 3 hours getting strung along, taking the troll too seriously, and it's gonna fuck with you far more than if you just assume both are trolls, ban them both, move on with your day, and you never have to worry about it.
And by the way, even more to put in that camp is that they're like the more flippant I am with banning people, the more open I am to an unban request. Because I feel like if I put more time into this and we go at it and I ban you, you can put in the unban request, but it's whatever. But if I see something and I interpret it as some fucked up shit, and like you said, context matters here, and I'm like, and I just like don't have time for it, and I just hit the ban button. If you submit the unban request and you're like, I really actually don't know why I was banned, I was just messing around, and then I pull up your history and I was like, oh, fucking my bad, maybe I was banned, and I'll just unban you. You know what I mean? But it's like if you get to the unban request that I remember your name, that doesn't bode well for you. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and the ban itself, it's one of those things that I think that like, okay, if they're a normal person that got hit with a stray, it's infinitely more likely that. And here's the cloud. I'm like, there's 7 things in my head right now, and I'm like trying to figure out how to work. This is why I need to write scripts.
Yeah.
This is why I can't wing shit. I need to script it.
Yeah.
There are, if there's like a shitty troll, and you ban them, like quickly, there's like an 80% chance they'll let you know their true colors.
Yes.
And that's when they'll be like, I fucking knew you were lying, you know, and then it'll just be filled with like racist slurs
Nazi
and
mods,
whatever,
all that kind of stuff.
And then it's like, oh, okay, I made the right call. There's a tiny chance that you will make a good person push them over the edge of being like, what the fuck? I used to respect you. And
you radicalize them.
But it's far more likely that person, if they're going to respond at all, they're going to respond with like, I'm confused, man.
Yes.
You just like explain. I must have said something and I didn't really. And at that point, it's like, oh,
my bad.
Yeah. Whatever.
Get back in here. Yeah. 100%.
But of course, the downside, like we can't even. Here's the thing: you can't even talk about this because now what I've just done is told every troll how to. All you need to do is just feign ignorance.
Oh, okay.
Right, but here I am
in the unban request, being like, I was just trying to support a small streamer.
Oh God, I was just asking questions, bro.
Oh. So do you, back to the inner monologue thing, if you just have shit to do in real life outside of the stream, do you have a voice that speaks to you? Or are you just like thinking in this cloud of concepts and like have them like these buckets where it's like chores, lawn stuff, groceries, stream later, boom. And you're just kind of like, that is how you move through life? Or do you have a Veritas inside of you being like,
the only time I'll ever, like, if someone says something and I think of like a meme or whatever, I might like hear the clip audio from like Leonardo DiCaprio from the movie say the thing, but I'm just trying to think of like a concrete example. So like, I'm like, I need to get up out of bed to like go do work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not like thinking,
get up, idiot.
Oh, wow. I really need to get up and go because
I'm thinking and feeling, picturing myself doing things, thinking about what happens if I don't. Like, it's just, I'm experiencing 83 things at once. And then I have to put it into words for me to, I feel it and I conceptualize it and I understand it before the words exist.
Bro, I go on walks a lot at night because I never leave my house, and I started doing it just to be like, holy cow, I need to move my body. And now, now I love them. My wife calls them hot girl walks. Are you going on your hot girl walk? And I'm like, you bet I am. But
you got your Lululemon on.
Yeah. I go on my hot girl walks, and bro, I am the 100% of the time I am speaking words in my head at the pace that I speak. I am talking about content and things that I'm doing and YouTube video and oh, that's a good idea for an intro for a script. And then I'll pull on my notepad and I'll write it down. And I'm like, oh, I should do this. Or why did that a lot of times I'll be I'll process through why did that YouTube video not work? Maybe it's this. I don't know, man. Maybe I need to try this, that, the other. That is the pace. And I am speaking in my head.
This is why I have anxiety when I'm in the shower, because in a 4-second period, I'll have 9 bullet points that I need to write down, but I can't because I'm in the shower.
Yeah.
But if I was having a conversation, I would only get halfway through one of those bullet points if I had to articulate the sentence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm jealous, actually.
That's interesting.
So I just sometimes, man, I just wish I could
You need that neural
a lobotomy.
Yeah, you need that. You need that. You need that freaking brain chip computer, bro.
I mean, honestly, dude, the ability to think thought to text. I don't want text to speech.
No,
I don't want
thought
speech
to
text. I want thought to text. That would be incredible.
Imagine a real digital space Mind Palace where the AI is at a point where it maps your thoughts physically the way you do mentally. So they're organized by category. So if you're thinking about all the things you have to do in the day, they're all separate. YouTube stuff, this, that, and the other, and then you could freaking pop on the VR goggles and walk through your own fucking brain. One of the things I used to do when I was a kid, because I was obviously I was brought up super conservative, is the mental narration whenever I was frustrated. This is so funny. It's such a Christian kid thing to do. I had a very specific order where I would just list all the cuss words I knew in my head. I would just be shit, fuck, bitch, damn, hell. Just
blaspheme.
I would just rip through them in a pattern whenever I was super stressed or frustrated.
Would you feel guilty afterwards for doing that? Wouldn't that be blaspheming?
Yeah, maybe. But it was in my head. I didn't say it. Remember, God loves a loophole.
Right.
You got to remember, God loves a loophole.
Yeah, because the magic is arbitrary, right? There's space between the atoms, but the vampires don't.
Exactly.
They respect that when they knock on your door. They need you to invite them in.
Exactly. So I didn't feel bad because I never said it out loud. That also reminded me this inner dialogue mental thing. Don't think too hard about this. Just answer just quick, right? If I said close your eyes and imagine a calendar, what do you see?
30-day grid, January, where the first is Thursday.
Okay. It's so funny. My wife has been asking people this. If I say close your eyes and think of a calendar year, what do you see?
My iPhone calendar, if you kind of hit back, but the back button, and you see the 3x4 grid.
I am exactly, bro. Ask your wife that.
I saw okay.
Because every woman and a lot of men that my wife asks this see, and they don't all see the same thing. They see the calendar as a physical thing. So my wife sees the calendar as well,
no, wait a minute. But the first thing I saw was hanging on the wall.
Okay. Yeah.
Like the cat calendar pinned to the wall.
Yeah.
But the year-long calendar, because you only ever was the iPhone.
Yes. When my wife thinks of the year, I can't remember. Anyways, I'm pretty sure she's standing at today, and it almost looks like an ellipse, like an orbit. that goes to like, so farthest away from her is 6 months from today. And it's like, so it's June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. It's
fucking Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, kind of. And it's like this thing. And then she has like,
did you see squares?
No. And then like her sister.
Wait, so what is she seeing?
I don't know, bro. Just this thing. Yeah, I don't know. And then I was like, that's crazy. And then she started asking all these other people, and they all had like some different shape that they see. Like one person sees an egg salad sandwich in each piece of egg. And I'm like, obviously not exactly that, but like I keep being blown away that people don't just see the iPhone calendar. When specifically we're talking about the year, there's like
I'm curious if like my vision of it is actually accurate.
There's like this. Yes, that is exactly what I see.
3x4. I said 3x4, not 4x3 because of the fucking portrait rather than landscape.
That is exactly what I see. But yeah, dude, it's people get weird with the calendar. They see all sorts of stuff as like this physical representation.
Whoa. Is this going to be one of those weird things where you ask everyone and everyone has a different answer? It's going to be like when you ask everyone, like, where were you on 9/11? Everyone's like, I was definitely here exactly watching this thing where I couldn't possibly have been watching at a time that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I do remember where I was during 9/11 because my story was different because I was homeschooled. So I was home. And my mom turned on the.
All I thought it was. Was that Simpsons?
Yeah, I was a nerd, and I remember my mom turned on the TV. I don't think I remember seeing anything. I think that's one of the things you talk about where people always say they wheeled in the TV, they turned it on, and we saw them hit the second tower. Like I don't remember seeing anything in particular. I just remember halfway through the school day we had no more school, and me and my brothers were like toy, and then. My parents were not.
You got school. Okay. Homeschool got canceled.
Yeah. Well, I think my mom was upset and she's the one responsible for teaching us. Right.
I mean, it makes perfect sense. It's just funny to think about.
Homeschool got.
Like, because we had to deal with they want to send kids home, but how do you get the kids home when like half of the kids' parents pick them up? They're like, it's not easy to just.
Homeschool was nice. It was just go to your room and play video games. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Crazy stuff. I don't know how we got on 9/11, but
I mean, isn't that where it always ends up?
Isn't that where it always goes?
Dude, this is fucking straight word association, and I don't even care. This is how the Patreon episodes go, except we would have started with the Iranian oil thing. So speaking of 9/11 and speaking of video games, the Baader-Meinhof Phenomenon. I'm sure I nailed the pronunciation.
Yeah.
Is a cognitive bias where after you notice a specific word, concept, or object for the first time, you suddenly start seeing it everywhere.
Yeah.
This is a thing I remember vividly first came into my brain as a thing, or at least I thought it was something different. When I was little, my neighbors across the street, same people with the mom with the drunken salad, whatever.
Salad mom.
They had the PlayStation 2. I didn't have a PlayStation 2 yet. They had PlayStation 2, and they had Grand Theft Auto 3.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when Grand Theft Auto 3 came out, I sat on the couch and watched them pass the controller, the two brothers, back and forth and play while I was just like drooling, wanting to play, and not really getting a chance to play. I think they let me play, but only for a little bit. Well, it was like the second day after it came out, I basically faked sick. So that because they like would leave their door open and like unlocked because this is like the 2001 in the white middle class suburbs, so you can just do that. And I walked over there and went into the basement and basically just played GTA from 7 to 1.
That's crazy.
And it was like the greatest day of my life, dude. And what I did, because I couldn't make quest progress, that would have been problematic. And I wasn't interested in that anyway. All I wanted to do,
drive around the roads.
At the time, it would have been 2001 minus. I would have been 13. All I wanted to do was, I would hijack the most mundane looking fucking car. Actually, one of my favorites was the pickup truck, the shitty Ford F-150, whatever. And I would just drive around the city, following traffic laws.
Yeah.
And something I noticed every now and then, I come across I want to say it was the Banshee. Did you play GTA 3? I haven't thought about this since literally 2001. I think the Banshee was the Dodge Viper. The fact that I could remember, I'm gonna freak out.
GTA 3
Banshee.
Oh, hell yeah. The old Viper.
I remember you, I think you had to go over the bridge or something. You had to make some amount of progress you went over to the Yakuza territory, and that's when some of the 6 sports cars were there. But one of the things I noticed was I would be driving along and I'd see a car and I'd be like, what is that car? I've never seen that car before. Pull in front of them at the stoplight, rip them out of the car, get in, start driving. And I'd be like, hell yeah, dude. And then I'd pull up to a stoplight and a Banshee would pull up next to me. A Banshee would go across the thing. A Banshee would pull up next to me again. A Banshee would be coming the opposite. And it was I have, since 2001, I'm so curious. There's some part of me that thinks there's some part of the code in that game that increases the spawn of the cars that you're driving.
Yeah.
But my current car
in real life,
I have a BMW competition X3M. Pretty nice car, fairly rare, ish. So now I pay attention to cars.
Yeah.
I'm into cars as far as you can get into cars without wanting to change my own oil.
Yeah.
So I don't know, for surface level
on this. Yeah.
Just I'm into guns, right? I've got a dozen guns, but I don't feel like building any myself,
Yeah.
Now, I never even heard of this model car until the day I was on Craigslist looking for a new car, found this and was like, yo.
Yeah.
The fuck? 500 some horsepower, all-wheel drive thing, it just has all the things that I could have. How have I not
heard of this?
Seen this and drooled over it before? And I looked and the closest one was there was 300 miles away. And normally you can find 9,000 of any model car within 4 miles of where I live.
Yep.
And it seemed rare.
Yep.
And I remember the day I bought it, I was halfway home at a stoplight and one pulled up next to me and was like, it's fucking GTA.
It's GTA
bro.
all over again, bro.
Who wrote the code?
I was about to say the simulation has the same little memory trick as GTA, where it's easier.
Yahweh Elon or whatever wrote the
Lobster Jesus.
But so and now I see it all the time.
Yep.
And it's not a new car. It's a 2021, maybe 2020. So it's and I bought it a couple years ago. So
yeah.
all the cars that have been sold were already sold, right? So I don't know. Like, I'll never know if there's something special about GTA or if the GTA phenomenon is the same as the phenomenon I experienced in real life, which is the Baader-Meinhof. And of course, to go along with that is the crazy, hearing the crazy, like
now you hear it all the time.
I hear it, heard it everywhere. The whole fucking all of a sudden, once you hear it, you just can't.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's like our brains want to look for patterns and things, and it's like when you bring any sort of like amount of attention towards a particular thing in the chaos, that thing is just going to bubble up more. But it is a weird feeling for sure. I've thought about like what's the mechanism for like how, you know how like you'll use a word, you'll like hear a word and you'll be like, that's a good word. Like that's a good word that explains like a feeling I've had before and I've never used that word. I've had to like use other words. I like that word. And then you just like start to use that word a lot. And then I'll notice not only will I notice it being used, I'll be like, I feel like I'm using this word a lot. I feel like I'm using this word too much. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like
your word maxing.
Yeah, I'm word maxing. And then I'm always just like, how like I'll tell my brain, don't forget to bring this to the beach. Don't forget to bring this to the beach. Don't forget to bring this to the beach. And I'll forget it. And then I'll just hear a word once and go, huh. And then 6 months later, my wife's like, why do you use that word in every sentence? And I'm like, I don't know. No conscious part of me made that decision. And yet here we are. It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, dude, our brains are wild. I can't wait. I really can't wait to like for us to get a better understanding of the moment. See, the moment I say all I'm thinking about is how AI infects that whole thing, because my brain starts to think about like, maybe what we learn about AI is going to help inform what we're going to learn, and I'm like, no, fuck that, shut the fuck up. But like I didn't have that argument in my head. I just felt
you just felt all those feelings at the same time.
Because like I couldn't possibly have had that dialogue in that 4 seconds.
I mean, I that happens to me too. Yeah, where you like lightning mode.
Are you just on 3x? Your inner dialogue.
Oh my god, maybe I am. Holy!
How fast it just so happens that my inner dialogue is at light speed.
Yeah, it is at the speed of thought. Yeah, Wall-E type shit. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Did I ever tell you about the 5-car pileup I was involved in?
No, I feel like yes, but I don't remember any of the details. So no, maybe I've just seen 5-car pileup on the list.
Oh, I literally typed it an hour ago.
Well, then no. It sounds familiar, but no, I don't think you have.
Yeah, someone was asking me because we've been watching all this police interaction stuff, and someone was like, has anything ever happened to you like that with police? And I'm like, thinking back to my last police interaction, and it was when I was involved in a 5-car pileup. I was involved in a 5-car pileup in a car wash. Bro.
Was it just the machine driving you all into each other?
The car in front did one of those things where it like gets to the end and they just kind of went off of the rails and then they just put their car in park. And so the car in front went and I was car number 3 went clunk clunk, and I'm looking at car number 4 like as they just get pushed into me, and then of course that other car rolls forward a little bit and it just kept being like
that would what the fuck, that would infuriate me. Yeah, dude, just drive. Oh my god.
And the car in front casually drove away. So there were 4 of us left going, what happened?
Dude. it's times like that where I'm like, bring on the surveillance state. They should not be able to get away. A helicopter with a big ass magnet should follow them down the highway, pick them up, and take them to jail.
If they don't have 5 stars,
that's worse than like running a red light and getting into a car crash. Obviously, it's not, but like emotionally, the psychic damage it does to me is worse. To be the type of person to just do that and then just assume consequences just don't apply to you and just drive away. Like that hurts me physically.
No, but here's the thing. I don't know.
It hurts my spirit.
But imagine. Empathize.
I can't.
You 45 years from now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think of where I'm at now, and 45 years from now, I give 0 fucks. I don't care what anyone else thinks at all. I don't know. At that point, I feel like I could just shit my pants, walk around, and be like, it's everyone else's problem. It's not mine.
Yeah. Yeah. And you should go to jail.
Very true. But listen, when you get to, how old am I now? When you get to like 90, you earn that right, okay?
Yeah.
But just imagine being in your car. Yeah. You're like a little senile. You get to the end of the car wash.
Mm-hmm.
You instantly have forgotten what you're doing, where you are.
Mm-hmm.
So then you're like, oh, gotta, I don't know, get out my like glasses cleaner. Mm-hmm. You know, car honks, and you're like, well, fuck you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Put your glasses thing, put your thing, like car's honking. You're like, well, you know, whatever. Loud noises just behind you, and then you just drive away. You don't know. How would they know they just had a 5-car pileup when it's happening in the car wash?
Yeah, but so didn't the first car bump into them?
Maybe.
If you get a dunk.
Or maybe they were like slammed on the brakes. I actually don't remember now. That's a great question.
You would imagine the first car bumped into them.
I actually don't remember.
I still just think, if you're in the mental state,
trying to rationalize.
Well, even if the first car never hit it, if you're in the mental state to go through that, forget what you're doing, put your car in park, have 6 cars behind you honking, and then drive away. Helicopter, magnet, jail. Like, I still just think you shouldn't have a license.
Oh, for sure. No.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. But that's a different type of person than somebody like intentionally doing something and then not caring about the consequences. That's this person just doesn't know what they're doing and doesn't realize there are consequences.
Because I'm picturing like a really, really, really old man. I'm not sure why. I'm either picturing a really, really, really old man or like a 17-year-old girl, which is ageist or sexist. I'm not sure which one. But her car's in neutral, right? Because you have to put your shit in neutral. And she's like, and like panicking, and she has to like call her dad. She's like, the car's not going. and you know, her fucking, she spilled her Starbucks on her Ugg boots, and people are honking. And she's like, oh my God. They're like,
yeah.
So there's also like an alternative explanation, right? Or it's a psychopath, and I guess they're just like, maybe they planned the whole thing. And there's a body in the backseat they're eating at the same time because they're a psychopath.
Yeah. I think
other than those 3 explanations, you make sense of it.
Yeah. Well, I really do think it's like main character syndrome. Like, I really do think there are people out there who just like, I'm not saying that that's what happened. I really think that there are people out there who that this could be a person. They got to the end of that and they just went, oh shit, I forgot to send that email. If I don't do it right now, I'm going to forget. Park. Boom. What the fuck? Oh shit. Drive. And then never think about it again. Like, I think that person exists.
But that person's a 17-year-old girl, though.
No, I think there are like 39-year-olds like that.
45-year-old Karen.
Yeah. I think there are
somehow I think like it would either need to be teenage girl, middle-aged Karen, senile old man. Because the little old lady would be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," you know, and then she'd be like, "Oh, I've made such a mistake."
No, I think there's a lot of 26 to 52-year-old men and women that just. It's not even an active disregard for other people's experiences. It's no other person's experience enters the blood-brain barrier. And it's just, I got to send this email. Why are they all honking? I got to go. You know what gets me in traffic? You know what gets me? Bro, the 14-lane crossover when they have 18 inches before they miss their exit ramp. I'm like, bro, you got to take the L. You weren't paying attention. You missed your exit. You're not going to make it. Like, it drives me nuts to just like when I brake and let them in front of me, I feel as though I am reinforcing bad behavior. Like, a part of me is like, speed up, Jesse, speed up. But I have my children in the car and I'm never going to do that. But I want you to hit me because I want you to know you just take the L, bro. I promise you're not going wherever you're going. It's okay if you take the next exit and turn around. Counter argument. I made it though.
I have to ask though, has it, and be honest, ever been you?
It has been me before.
And were you never like, please let me go?
No, I get embarrassed. Whenever it's me and I like do it instinctively, I'm always like, oh my God. But normally, like, my wife sometimes will get mad at me because my mental map of like how much time I have, like, you know how like everybody's got a different mental map of like the light turns yellow. How much room do you need? Like, are you going to make it or do you brake? Right. I got pulled over a lot when I was like 16, 17, 18. I got a fuck ton of tickets. And that like...
Ooh, tickets for Jesus?
Yeah, tickets for Jesus. The very first time I ever got a ticket, I was doing 75 and a 35. Like, I was just like, I got my license and I was irresponsible immediately.
Mine was 86 and a 55 and I lost my license for 6 months and had to do community service.
That's fucked. The officer that gave me the ticket said, I'm going to write you up for doing 55 and a 35. Don't be stupid. I know. Anyways, so
must be nice.
Well, he asked what I was doing, and I literally just answered honestly. I was like, "This girl I like is about to leave," and I was trying to make it back in time. And he was like,
"Fuck!"
All right,
I was like, "Gotta GTA 3 comes out today." So.
Anyways, so my mental, so like I've really recalibrated. I'm super conservative with my driving now because I'm like I permanently scarred myself because I hated the thought of people thinking of me as a person that was like an unsafe driver or they didn't want to drive with me because I was going to get pulled over. That haunted me that I like completely reverted and I'm a much more conservative driver now. So like I'll brake, I'll be at like a full stop and the light's still yellow, or I'll be like, oh, I missed my exit. And my wife was like, oh my God, you have time. But I've already committed to no, I have to take the L. Like, I missed it. You know what I mean? I wasn't paying attention. We'll take the next one. Like, it's just like, and I hate that people just like, now if you're one lane over and you're just like, oh shit, and you just like zip on in, whatever, dude. But it's when you're in the fast lane on a 5-lane highway and you have 400 feet and you're going 70 miles an hour and you're like, that's my exit. I'm like, I want to crash into you. Like, I want to make you late for your thing.
Yeah, that just reminded me. We saw that happen. Me and Meg were coming back from the new house, and there was a fucking like a big ass like moving truck.
Oof.
That like cut off like a Durango to take the exit. And it was one of those like jug handle exits that turns back, and he ended up doing that, and then it just got back on the highway, and it was like, and then they like tried to like pass the people again, and it was like, what the fuck is happening?
What are we doing?
It's like, I was like, brother, I would have pulled over and gave it 30 seconds just out of like,
yeah, so no one would see me.
Oh, dude, holy shit,
bro.
Meg does this thing where she is she's like a late breaker.
But
like, so am I. But I want to say, like, there's like two kinds of people who like break late.
Okay.
It's like, there's one where you're like driving aggressively, and like, but I know like the tolerances of the brake pedals, and like I know how close I can be behind, and like I know the light, whatever, and I'm just like, maybe I'm late and I'm driving a little fast or whatever, right? And then there's just like I'm kind of sort of, I don't want to say like aloof, but like
I'm on my phone.
I just like, oh, I gotta brake. Hit the brakes harder than
Yeah.
And she's one of those. She brakes late, a little bit more aggressively than maybe she should. She doesn't do the thing where you get to like 3 mile an hour, 2 mile an hour, or 1 mile an hour, let off the brake so that it's like, oh,
yeah.
It's like 1 mile an hour, 0.
Yeah.
Right. And I could do the fast, let off. And it's like, it's like when the skydiver comes in and does the whole,
yes,
as opposed to the, and yet I'll be driving, and the car in front of me that's a metric Gregorian continent length in front of me, the brake lights will come on, and Meg will be in the passenger seat, and she'll feet to the floor like,
dude.
And I'm like, I've got a year to brake. I've got so much time.
Dude,
like,
dude, dude, my wife is here. My wife is here. She knows what I'm gonna say.
Oh no! What have I done? No, Jesse, you told me privately that like this is totally never happens to you.
Dude. She, my wife. That's so funny, bro. My wife, she has this. For the audio listeners, she's in chat right now. Dude, she has an involuntary, like,
brake impulse.
An involuntary brake impulse if she's in the passenger seat. I guess. If she's in the passenger seat, I swear to God, we will be like, she'll be like on her phone, and if I tap the brake, she'll go. Like, she won't even look at me. She'll smack the window. Like, every appendage will just like. And then like she knows, and I'd be like, it's just happened so many times. Like, nobody says anything. She just smacks the window in fear, and then just goes right back to it because like she knows and I know, and it's like, oh my God.
And the worst part is 99 times out of 100, it's like I clocked. It feels like a year ago that the car in front of me was braking. I don't have to brake yet.
Yeah.
The disc brakes on these cars are this big, and they're the real expensive ones, and I'm fine. Like, and there's another part of it too that like I don't know about you, but I like to like experience the limits to a reasonable extent of my car. So like I can drive 40 and it'll be like a wide open road on a sunny day. There's no traffic. And I'm like, brake as hard as I can just to be like, okay.
Oh,
and every time I buy a new car, I'm like, I have an idea for what it feels like.
Yeah.
And I also know what it's like to floor my car.
Yeah.
And like, this is like a borderline like sexist thing, but it's like, I feel like guys will do that.
Yeah.
Guys will be the ones that in the snow, they'll like pull the e-brake to slide in the parking lot when it's wide open. And Nick's like, what are you doing? I'm going to kill everyone when there's like nothing here. And like, I get it. There's like a boy impulse to be fucking dumb.
Yeah.
And
it's true.
99 times out of 100, she is freaking out over nothing. and it's triggering the emasculating thing where it's like, I know how to drive, okay,
yeah,
you know, like, terrible male. And 1 out of 100 times, I'm like, would have rear-ended the car if she hadn't have like hit the brakes.
Yeah,
and she saved my life, and I'm like, babe, come on, I fucking know.
Yeah. Because of the other. Because of the other 99 times, I have to be like, I knew, but I didn't. And yeah. I'm like that. I'm bad. What I'm bad with is I will, if we're listening to music or anything, I just get sucked into that world and I will just like miss the exit. Right. You know what I mean? And at first.
Oh, bro. Oh my God. Same.
At first, it was super like for somebody to be like, Are you gonna get over?
It's coming up.
Yeah, it's like I knew, like, you know what I mean. But after long enough of marriage, I'm like, you're right. Like I was not gonna take that. You know what I mean? I just like
I have transitioned into being like, thank you, babe.
Exactly. It used to make me so mad, but it was, and that was the thing is like it wasn't that I was mad at her. It was that I was mad that I and perceived as being dumb because it's like how like the GPS is right there.
Yeah.
But then I'm projecting that on her as like, do you think I'm dumb? You know what I mean? And it's like after, you know, you just deal with that shit over the years of being married that I'm now to the point I'm exactly like, we'll be in the middle of a conversation and she'll just be like, hey. And I'm like, oh, thank you.
Did you also do what I did, which is turn off the fucking voice?
Oh yeah.
I had to turn the voice. See, and that's the
I haven't
thing,
had the voice on since
it's not a problem
2010
when I had but the thing is that like it fucking ruins every conversation.
Yeah,
because we'll be having a conversation like in 3 miles, turn left, and you're like, go to turn left, and you're like, okay, so anyway, in 4.3, I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yep.
Like, let me drive. So then I turn it off, and then of course I'm like, oh, why didn't you tell me that I needed to take the exit? Because if there's like 48 miles, I'm sorry, but like I'm one of those people that like I'll black out and be like, I don't know how I got here, but I got
100%. Here. Yeah.
Don't question that you know, even though like my eyes are rolled back in my head and I'm like not looking.
I'm paying attention.
Don't hit the imaginary brake pedals, okay?
I'm paying attention. Yep.
I had it in me one time because it's very rare that she ever drives. If we go off to like dinner and I have like a couple of drinks, I'll be like, all right, you drive.
Yeah.
Or if we're like driving like road tripping 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours, sometimes it's like, babe, I'm like, the moment I feel myself go, I'm like, whoop, nope, sorry. Like, and I'll have her drive. But otherwise she's passenger princess. One time I was like, I'm like, this is the day I'm going to do it. Waiting for the first chance I get, coming up to a stoplight, and I'm in the passenger, feet against the floor.
Yeah.
And she's like, and I'm like,
I do the same thing, bro. If I'm ever,
I think the glare I got was like, okay, not doing that again.
Yeah.
Like I made that point and it didn't quite land like I thought it was gonna land.
Oh man. Yeah.
Now, do you have the? I find I have this, even though I don't know why. I don't know where I got it from, but I have like the mom impulse with Meg. If I ever have, like, if there's ever been any kind of either like sketchy situation or whatever, I go for the like. I put my arm in front of her, like I'm gonna hold her in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rip my fucking arm off. Like I have no chance of doing that, but
yeah.
But yeah, I have that impulse.
Yeah, dude.
The last time that happened was we were taking the cat to the vet, which is like the cat is. I imagine if like Mary Magdalene was taking the baby Jesus to somewhere important in a car.
To the vet.
To the vet. This metaphor really sort of went off the rails really quickly. She's like holding on to the fucking cat crate because like she doesn't leave the house, you know, like and we were at a stoplight. and a car was just like, if somehow we both clocked.
Oh, like it wasn't stopping behind you?
It's not stopping. And it wasn't really very bad. It was pretty slow, but it was enough that it was enough for me to go like,
yeah,
like
brace for impact.
I'd never seen her. If I had not reeled her in, she would have, I think, eaten the person from head to toe.
Damn.
With her literal like canine teeth. She was that mad because like my fucking cat.
My God.
Like, God damn. I'd never fucked with mother, dude.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That's don't do that.
Especially not a crazy cat mother. I don't know if that's better or worse.
The only like car accident, like I've been into a few fender benders where like I had that happen one time too, where somebody just like bumps into you behind you. Either they weren't paying attention or they didn't brake or whatever. But like the only car accident I hit somebody. I was like, and this was around the time I kept getting pulled over too. It was that age, which pissed me off because I was like, no one's gonna believe me. This isn't my fault. I already knew I was the boy that cried wolf. I gotten pulled over 3 times in the past 3 months. Nobody's gonna believe this isn't my fault. But my first car was this like Ford Escort, and it was the station wagon version. It was red. It was like a 93 or something like that. And it was like rainy. It wasn't super pouring down rain, but red light in front of me, couple 100 feet. You know, I don't know. I wasn't going fast. I wasn't going like 50 or 60 or whatever. Like it was 20 or 30. I go to hit the brake and the brake pedal just falls to the floor. And I had the wherewithal. I yank the e-brake. Nothing happens. So I'm just going 20, 25. And I have like 3 seconds.
Did it have a tree shifter?
Yeah, no.
Oh, down here?
Yeah.
Could you have? I always wonder what would happen if it went in a park.
Maybe. Like everything, like after pull the e-brake, I had like this transcendental moment of like, well, I'm about to get into a car accident. And I just, boom.
This is how I die.
And I just like push this car in front of me into the intersection and like, just kind of like use the momentum, and I just like roll into the parking lot next to me. And yeah, I was just like, there was nothing, nobody got hurt. It was super minor damage to her bumper. It wasn't anything crazy, but it was just like, as like a maybe 17 or 18-year-old, it was just like, I'm about to get into a car accident. I literally brakes hit the floor, yank on the e-brake, doesn't even slow me down. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this car? Like, yeah.
I think, well, you there's a name for that. You got Final Destination.
Yeah.
I
think. It felt like.
Yeah.
And then I got a ticket for reckless driving.
I mean, well, the brakes fell off.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah.
Yes, sure they
did.
And
that's how I lost my license for a couple of months, because I got a ticket for reckless driving. And then he wrote me a ticket for the address on my license being wrong. We had moved like 3 months prior and I hadn't changed it. And so
really, bitch.
I know. And then we took the car to a shop. We got the brakes checked. They were like, yeah, your brakes are fucked. So then we took that and we challenged the court case we challenged the ticket, right? But then they sent, when we were supposed to go to the courthouse, they sent the letter to our old address, because maybe my dad didn't update the address somewhere. So then we didn't get it. So then we missed it. So then we had to file for another one. And on that second one, they split the tickets. So then on that second date, the date was for the reckless driving ticket. And we thought it was for the reckless driving ticket and the address ticket. So then we went to the courthouse. They were like, yep, paperwork. So they dropped the reckless driving ticket. 6 months later, my dad was like, calls me one day and he was like, hey, I don't know why. I was just checking on all that stuff. You haven't had a license for like 3 months, because 60 days after the address ticket wasn't paid, they suspended my license. Yeah.
Did you have like a job and stuff then?
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
Yeah. So then we had to go down there and pay that fine. Yeah, it was fucking.
I can't listen to the song "You and I" by Jason Mraz without Cold Sweats.
Why?
Be Me.
Mm-hmm.
Have it be whatever the year that. Don't you ever for a second get to thinking.
Okay.
You're in. What's inescapable? What the fuck is that Beyonce song? You're indiscriminable. You're inescapable. You're in. Like I get rid of you.
Yeah. Interchangeable.
Beyonce in
Interstellar. Release your inhibition. Feel the rain on your skin.
No, I can irreplaceable. Thank you. Fuck. What year did that song come out? Because I had a Nissan Maxima, and that song I just remember playing on repeat on the radio the same year I got this 2000 Nissan Maxima green. That came out 2017, which would make me how old? 29? No, that didn't come out 2017. You're lying. You're lying. Okay, I need to know what year it came out.
You're lying.
Why is it so hard to just like tell me the year? 16 years ago, which was 2009. Okay. So anyway, I was 21, driving my Nissan Maxima.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much like a blizzard. Roads are totally dead. I'm sitting at a red light, dead intersection, no cars on the road. Jason Mraz, you and I both. You know that song, right?
Mm-hmm.
Build up the bridge. There's a pre-chorus. It's building up. Because you and I, boom, to get fucking demolished from behind from some chick from California in a Jetta who'd never driven in the snow before. 40. And now I can't hear that song without like.
Oh my god.
She just obliterated me.
Dude, and that reminds me, have you seen that video of that kid? It's so bad, bro. Have you seen the video of the kid? He's like singing some song. He's probably like, 18, and he's singing this like Christian song, whatever, like radio song, and and like something happens and he flips his truck, but it's the dash cam looking at him, and he's just like, in my life, and then just boom, 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 dude.
Oh, and of course the dash cam.
It's so funny.
All you see is like body go,
yeah,
like that. Oh my god, I don't think I've seen it, but I can imagine exactly what it looks like.
So funny. I don't know why. I mean, obviously it's horrible, and I hope he was okay. But dude, the video it's so funny.
That's good.
Oh man.
Today was just fuck video games, I guess. It was just all story time. All I've seen is WARDOGS on Twitter.
Oh yeah, I saw your response to my tweet about something, I think.
Did I respond?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was when I was talking about I was glad that they left like the comms and stuff in the trailer, and you were like, it was the most I'd ever felt watching a video game trailer. Yeah.
It was the most I felt watching a video game trailer, a shooter trailer in as long as I can remember. The first time I felt something since the Starfield trailer. Which also gave me mixed feelings because that trailer turned out to be incredible trailer. Fantastic failure of a video game.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, WARDOGS they did a bunch of stuff. They did a new trailer, and then they released 35 minutes of just gameplay. I
don't think I watched.
It's like 7 or 8 5 to 7 minute clips. Like, it's not just like one 35-minute match, but it's also not just like 10-second clips. Like, you really got to catch the vibe. And bro, it's just right. It's just ticking all the boxes. That was like it was like, okay, this is like actually how does it play? Because literally every FPS video game trailer is just guy with gun shooting other guy with gun while a tank rolls by and a helicopter crashes, right? It's like, so how is this going to play? Is it going to play like Battlefield? Is it going to play like Arma? Like, it's all,
yeah.
But it was, oh, and by the way, so it's 35 minutes of footage. All of that footage is the devs playing.
Okay.
So, so dude, it's...
I mean, who else would it be?
Content creators or just random footage or scripted stuff or whatever.
They wouldn't have given it to content creators and not have my boy play.
I mean, there have been people playtesting this game for 6 months, and I'm not in, bro. Yeah. Tell me about it. I haven't played it.
JesseKazam isn't playing WARDOGS. Someone clip it.
I haven't played it.
Because
anyways,
it's not okay.
What was like, okay, do you remember did you see the McDonald's CEO memes a couple of weeks ago, month or two ago?
McDonald's CEO memes.
Where he tried the sandwich, the big arch.
Oh, was it when he like took the smallest bite ever?
And he was like wincing, but he was like, it's so good. And it was all the like, he was like, this is our newest product. He kept calling it product and not like a burger. That is the vibe I get from so much of the modern video game industry, where like it's people who don't eat the food are in charge of the restaurant. And I don't have an example of like the Activision CEO, you know, was secretly recorded and he was like, fuck the gamers, I hate them. But that's just the vibe where it's like, are you guys playing this shit? You know what I mean? Yeah, and so it to me meant so much to just like nuts on the table. This is the devs. They play all the time. They were extremely competent. They were they were doing every single thing a gamer would do. And like one of the clips was them. They had an enemy. They had like killed a guy, but he was down. And so they like drag him. He was like, you're coming with me, you son of a bitch. And they kept rezzing him and then killing him again. And it was like toxic, but it's like, that is exactly what people are going to do. They had one of the moments was
not like when you watch the Tarkov dev streams and it was like,
yeah,
it always felt like you were watching someone who didn't quite play the game.
And there was this moment where like there's a guy on top of a building they're trying to get, and there's two ladders up to the roof of the building. And so they're like trying to come up and they just keep going up basically one after the other. And the guy on the roof is just like killing them. And so there's only one dev left, but they're all dead up there on the roof, but they're all down and you can VoIP. And he was like, everybody just yell over VoIP. Just yell over VoIP. Just go blah, 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 blah. And so what you hear is a cacophony of 5 dead bodies going la, 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 over VoIP while he's like inching up the ladder trying to get up. And as soon as his head pops up, he just gets demolished. The guy knew what was happening. But it was like, that is exactly what people that play video games do. You know what I mean? Like, it was so it felt, once again, I'm not trying to like build the hype factory. I'm not sponsored or anything, but it was very refreshing for them to like kind of put their nuts on the table, show raw gameplay. It's of the devs playing. They're competent at the game. They're gamers. They are people that play games.
Yeah,
and that fun. To me was like, and then it was very much so more of the vibes of that trailer that you commented on, where it was like half of the time they're locked the fuck in, like really trying to win, and half of the time they're just like giggling their asses off, team killing, you know, on accident, like trying to breach into the space. Like it was, the vibes have been stellar so far in everything that they've shown.
What I saw was, I kind of didn't bother clicking through. I sort of just assumed, so maybe I might be wrong about this, but my assumption was it was posted by a dev, or I don't know, you know, if it was a random dev or if it was like
a
playtester or the fucking producer or the CEO or whoever it was. But someone had posted something about, I want to say there were like Steam chart numbers from
Arc
Raiders with, you know, a downward line.
Yeah.
Which is like, yeah.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Like every album ever made, every movie release ever made, like,
yep.
And, they were basically saying like, oh, the game's dead, blah, unsustainable, blah, 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 or whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
And that the dev or whoever it was like retweeted and was like, this is not only expected, but like when we launch like WARDOGS, like we'd be happy if this is what our shit looked like.
Yep.
Which kind of coincides with kind of what we had talked about last time.
Yep.
Where they were like, we like postured, not postured. Is
no.
Not the right word,
yeah.
But we like prepared for this relatively tiny number of like
yes
constant,
we are they had reiterated that again where they were they were like we're hoping to get 5 to 7,000 average concurrent player base. We know it's going to explode much higher than that. They have like over 500,000 wish lists on Steam, right? So like they know it's going to be a lot over that in the beginning, but yeah, they know. Yeah, dude, it's they seem like they have a really good head on their shoulders. They seem really based. Like, obviously, the Arc Raiders conversation is nuanced because I do believe that they could have made decisions that would have led them to retaining more of their players. But that line always goes down. Like, that's the point, right? It's just like, and what I find so fascinating is that like, that's like, I don't know. Once again, I don't want to overanalyze what the Twitter troglodytes are saying, right? Because I feel like that's giving them too much credit. But it's like, that's kind of what we want. Like, we play a game, and that was the last sentence that the WARDOGS dev said in that tweet. He said, "Get a grip or blindly play the same game forever." And that was the line I liked because it was like, yeah, exactly. Like, you don't necessarily want the line to go down in the game that you're playing right now, but you do want to play new games when they come out. And if you play another game when it comes out, then the game you're currently playing that you're enjoying, the line goes down because you left it. It's like, we have to remember that that's what we want. We want the churn. It's like I spent 4 years now where every time any new extraction shooter came out, people were like, oh, thank God. Tarkov needs some competition. We need some competition in the space. We need some competition in the space. We need some competition in the space. But then it's like, the competition shows up and it's good and people go play it and people go, oh, what happened over here? It's like, well, there's competition. You can only play one game at a time. Now, once again, I do recognize that there is a nuanced discussion around the fact that like a game like Arc Raiders has not necessarily held up. I wouldn't have given them an S tier grade on their post-launch content. Are there decisions they could have made that would have helped them retain more viewers? Yes. But I would posit
is orders of magnitude more thoughtful than any of the people who are pointing to Steam chart.
And I would posit that if they had like an S tier grade for post content rollouts, the number wouldn't have gone from 480,000 to 40,000, but it would have gone from 480,000 to like 120,000. And there would still be people tweeting that tweet because the line would still be a 45-degree angle down. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's insanity. But yeah, he was pretty based for that. They seem very, prepared for what's going to happen, right? They know that first weekend of early access, like it wouldn't, I'm not saying I wouldn't necessarily put money on this, but it wouldn't surprise me if they hit near 100,000 concurrent players. They're going to have all the old heads, all this old head streamers, the Arma guys, the Jack Frag, the Operator Drewskis, like all these guys are going to be playing it. It's going to have its moment, but they're super locked in and prepared for like the moment that comes after. Hey, we know we're launching in early access. We know the full experience isn't out yet. We know that it's not going to be for everybody and a lot of people are going to play it and then they're going to leave, and we're ready for that. And we're just excited to grab onto whatever community is ready to like ride or die with us and make a game that you guys like, that we like, that goes crazy. So yeah.
God damn. I just imagine a world where like, this is, I guess, kind of similar to what we talked about earlier, where I just envision a future where the game launches. It's a lot of fun in a way that's like fun and nostalgic, and yet doesn't keep like the Jack Frags and all those guys going for more than like 2 or 3 days, or like another game comes, or something else happens, and then maybe 1 or 2 people post some reviews that like aren't great. Then all of a sudden the numbers start to go off quickly. Then a bunch of people see that, and then they stop playing because of it, because they're like weirdos.
Yeah.
And then one of the employees tweets a thing that's like out of touch, and then all of a sudden everybody turns on them. It's like I can see this fucking alternate. Like you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know. Sure. But yeah, all I'll say is that the people who point to like Steam charts, this is like 2026 is the year, or 2025 and 2026 are the years of like gamer incels, and I don't just mean like gamers that are incels, but like the gamer version, the
gamer equivalent of an incel, yeah.
Which is like they look at a girl way out of their league, post a picture without a filter or makeup, and be like, "Oh God, this is what it's like without makeup." It's like, bro, she would never even fucking talk to you.
Yeah.
And yet you still like you think you can judge this thing that you never would have. It's just like,
yeah,
it's just this fake bullshit.
Yeah,
like non-genuine.
Yeah,
interest in a thing that isn't important to you, but what else are you going to do with your time?
Yeah, for sure. And I'm also just like, I'm excited for WARDOGS because I see Arc Raiders as kind of in this bucket, but I'm excited for this like slight, whether it's like a gaming industry turn or whether it's just coincidental that a couple of games are coming out, but I'm liking this vibe of like games that are just like fun maxing. It's just like, that was the thing about Arc Raiders, is like it was just like that, those first couple months it was just so fun for the sake of fun, right? It wasn't, Counter-Strike where it was like had to be so competitive. It wasn't Tarkov where it had to just like ruin your life. It wasn't like they didn't have to be a battle pass and all this kind of, it was just like fun. And that's why I was like so perfectly happy when I kind of like stopped playing Arc. People still come ask me and they're like, "What do you think about ABMM? What do you think about this? What do you think about that?" And I'll be like, "Hey, they chose to make decisions that I wouldn't have made because I would like a game that's maybe more hardcore or maybe more, PvP focused or whatever. But they made those decisions. It's working out for them financially. I'm just happy I was there at the beginning because it was just so fun. And just like, I'm a person that wants more 10,000 hour games in my life. Like I want another game, like, I want an MMO I can sink 10,000 hours into. I want another Tarkov I can sink 10,000 hours into. But I also, more now than ever, appreciate the 300 hour games. And I do think that there is a group of people that believe a game is not valuable unless it's a 10,000 hour game. And I'm just like, I'm at a point now where I'm like, dude, the 10,000 hour games are great. Like, they're awesome. When you find one and you can have fun, like I was fun maxing in Tarkov up until that like 8,000 or 9,000 hour mark. Like I loved that game. So finding that is great. But that's kind of me going into WARDOGS. Like, I hope WARDOGS is a 10,000 hour game for me, but I don't need it to be. If it's a 200 hour game where every minute of those 200 hours is me and Ham and Airwing and Valiant just laughing our dicks off, having a good time, getting wins, I'm okay with that. If it's $30, $40, $50, $60, you know what I mean? And so it's like, that's kind of where I'm at, is like, I think that's another part of the Steam chart thing. It's getting ahead of that. It's like, well, if the line is already going down, then it's probably not going to be a 10,000 hour game. So I'll get out early. And then that's a self-fulfilling prophecy of the line going down. It's like the stock market, when like somebody sells, and then because somebody sells, somebody panic sells because they're like, oh no, but that makes the panic grow a little. So somebody who's a little bit less more risk averse would then see that, and then the stock collapses. It's the gamer version of traffic, where somebody just brake checks. And then it's a 10-car pileup.
Whoa, you're in the car wash?
Yeah, I'm in the car wash. And so I think it is okay to want the 10,000 hour game, right? I hope that that's WARDOGS for me. But like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, sometimes it's just fun to play shit with your friends for a couple 100 hours and move the fuck on. Like,
so I'm a yes and, but with a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is there, and I don't think you're like saying this, but is there ever actually a world where a game like WARDOGS could be a 10,000 hour game?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know that a game like that could be. Like, there's no, like, competitive aspect of it, and there's no, like...
Yeah. I mean...
And there's no, like, campaign.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, probably not for me. Like there are people who have 10,000 hours in, like, PUBG. I mean, that's just win. Or, like, that, you know what I mean? That's just one experience over and over and over and over and over.
Yeah, but that's also, like, I would say that there's something fundamentally different in that's, like...
It's more personal skill.
Well, no. It's, like, winning in PUBG is a thing that, like, some people will never do in their entire life.
Yeah, like winning a battle royale, like being the one.
Battlefield game, you'll win 49% of the time if you're the worst player in planet Earth.
Yeah.
So I see, like, games like Tarkov could be, but, you know, here's the thing. I almost don't feel like a game like Tarkov can be a 10,000 hour game. Actually, ever, really. The only way that they are is because they took them 10 years to finish.
Yeah, like, you couldn't, like, start Tarkov now. Yeah.
1.0 tomorrow. I don't know that anyone... Okay, well, no, plenty of people would.
Yeah.
But
I see what you're saying, and I actually think I'm tracking with you. Yeah.
We would never play through the same thing.
Yeah. So much, like, anybody with 10,000 hours, the first 4,000 hours were with the promise of, like, it's dude, one day this shit's gonna bang. You know what I mean? Like,
and every time you play, like, you know, you'd play, it would be 300 hours in the first wipe, and then the next wipe, it would be 290 hours of the same fucking shit, and then 30 hours of new stuff. And then the next wipe is 350 hours of the same shit and 30 hours of new stuff. And then just do that over and over and over again.
So I am tracking with you, and no, I don't see WARDOGS as having nearly as much potential. I was just throwing 10,000 hours at a random number. It could be a 200 hour, it could be 1,000 hour game for me, especially because this is also going into early access. So there's going to be these big loops of coming. It's going into early access, and they're doing wipes. So they're doing a lot of the things that loop players back in, where, like, there's going to be an update, a big thing, a big feature that's been talked about, and it's a new wipe. So it's like, it's going to have some more replayability than other games based on that alone. But the game mode itself, because, you know, there isn't, like, a Tarkov levels of, like, progression and grind, it is probably going to be, like, I definitely agree. It's less of that. The big question mark is, like, and I don't even think they've ever talked about this, but, like, what's given Arma its 10,000 hour to so many people is, like, the modding scene. And so what we know, all I know about WARDOGS is it's a server browser based game. So it's like, I assume then that, like, if players are going to be able to, like, rent their own servers and maybe change the rules a little bit, maybe that won't necessarily be modding, but you might get, like, crazy servers with crazy rules or potentially modding later on. And then in that world, there is a potential for, like, you know, these experiences to kind of cycle through that. I mean, that's kind of what Arma did. Arma's, like, more a platform than a game. I don't think there's a campaign to Arma. Maybe there was, but it's like, but it's provided so many experiences over the years.
Like DayZ in terms of, like,
Yes. And so, so that's kind of a big question mark with WARDOGS. I don't know exactly how that's going to go.
I mean, I just think a huge part of how games do and are received come from expectations.
Yeah.
And so, like, let's just say it was going to be like the new Battlefield. Anyone thinking or arguing, not like you, but anyone being like, you know, anything close to 10,000 hour game, all you're ever going to get are a bunch of people that are hyped for that, and they're to be disappointed, and a bunch of people rolling their eyes going, oh, sure it is. And then they're going to be haters. So you just, what you get is this big fucking anticlimactic fizzle.
Yeah.
Which just reinforces.
Yeah.
You know,
which I think that's going back to the value. Now, they've never said this isn't going to be a 10,000 hour game, but they are saying things like, hey, we're expecting 3,000 to 5,000. They're trying to set expectations. Like they've said in many of their blogs or like their dev blogs that they do put up on YouTube, this is not a game for everybody. There's friction in this game and we enjoy that. You know what I mean? So like they're at least in a world where most marketing is aimed at like maximizing sales maxing. Yes. See, I'm infecting you all and I love it. It has been nice. Obviously they want to sell their game, but it has been nice that they've been pretty honest about like, this won't be a game for everybody. You know, you got the CEO guy tweeting, yeah, the numbers are going to fall off. We're trying to be 3,000 to 5,000. There's going to be a lot of friction. They're putting up graphs on their Twitter being like, hey, this is more hardcore than Battlefield. It's much more in line with Arma. Like,
bro, the sad thing you can't forget though, is that a singular like PewDiePie tweet will be more conversation than all of everything we've described over the course of 9 months combined. All of the like one developer tweeting some realistic expectation graph thing.
Yeah.
It's like all it's going to take is one IGN review video to come out.
For sure. The whole or like one big YouTuber to be like, to say in their YouTube video, like, this is the game of the generation. Right. And then like 100%. I'm with you there. I'm with you there. Not even necessarily that it's going to change it. What I'm just saying is that it's nice to see the communication from the dev company be much more grounded.
It's a good sign.
Exactly. That's not to say that their communication is the most influential communication. Like you're saying, the most influential communication is probably influencers, but it's at least nice to see. Because once again, it just feels like, because that's so much of the feedback of Tarkov. Like, I get why people might think like, wow, this Jesse guy really is like in love with WARDOGS or whatever. Like, I don't know, I've never played the game. It might suck, but I spent 10 years in the crucible of like saying the same thing over and over again with Tarkov, being like, bro, it just doesn't feel like they know what they want to do. I wish they would communicate what they want to do, because then that can help me work backwards and provide better feedback. I wish they played their game. I wish they really understood what it was like to be a player. The reason why I'm so attracted to WARDOGS isn't even necessarily because of like them doing it. It's just when that's been my frame, and to see a game company communicate exactly what they want to be, play their own game a lot, defend the fact that they want a game like it's just like, I'm just like,
this new girl is everything that you wished you had from the last girl.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, that doesn't inherently mean the game will be good. It's just participating in what's getting me excited about it. And I also know I'm in a privileged place where it's like, my hype level, like on a scale of 1 to 100, my hype level needs to be like an 11 for me to buy a game. And I know that that's not how it is for everybody, right? Like, games are expensive now. There's lots of fun games. People might only want to buy 3 games in a year. So I also get that I'm in a position where it's like, I can pretty much just buy any game that I'm interested in. And even if I play it for 10 hours, that's fine. So I'm not trying to say that like, you should like look at this one tweet from the WARDOG guy and then buy the game. Like, no, wait, don't, I'm very anti-pre-order. Wait, there's no FOMO. Wait for a game to come out. Watch some streamers, watch some content creators that you like, watch some gameplay. Like, dude, you do the thing. But I'm just like, I'm stoked. Like, I'm going to buy the game. I'm going to play it. I'm excited. And the feedback has been really good. It's actually kind of nice. Okay, I'm selfish and I want to play the game. And I'm a bastard, and I want to leverage the fact that I'm a content creator to get myself into the game, but it hasn't worked thus far. But if I can separate myself from myself, it is actually kind of nice that like they have not yet done a like marketing content creator push. Like, everybody they've brought in very specifically for like hardware. Like they're really focused on optimization. And so they're bringing people just based on the rigs, like your answers to the questionnaire when you apply, like what RAM do you have? What CPU do you have? All this kind of stuff. And bro, and so many people have come through either my Twitter or my chat or whatever and been like, dude, I've been playing for 6 weeks. This is the funnest shit I've had in a while. So it's like,
and are these randos or are they content creators? No,
randos, complete randos. Okay, not there's like 10 or 11 people that are like regulars in my chat. They don't stream. They're not content creators, but they got in 6 weeks ago and they're like, bro, it's the best thing ever. And they're not making YouTube videos about it. They're not trying to hype me up or whatever. They're just like, I'm having so much fun. And I'm like, oh, that's a good sign, because normally you get that feedback from the random people after the like content creators, say it's all good and then whatever. And it's like, it's been cool to get that the opposite way where like people are like, dude, they're in the garden and I'm not. And they're like, bro, it's so good. And I'm like, oh damn, like that must be, you're getting me hyped. The roles are reversed. You're getting me hyped about it, not me making a YouTube video getting you hyped about it. You know what I mean?
You need to ask them, bro, is it a 10,000 hour game?
Yeah, bro, is it a 10,000 hour game? Because it ain't shit if I can't get 10,000 hours.
Stake your entire reputation, random guy in my chat.
Right. Yep. But the gameplay looks clean. It was so far, it looked like the perfect balance of like, it's a big map and there's 100 people and they're all fighting, but there's enough space that like you and your squad can basically like get into your own like Tarkov raid. Like there were times where like, you know what I mean? Like this squad was fighting this squad for like 5 minutes because like, they were rezzing and they were moving and they were rotating. And you don't really get that in a Battlefield. Like in Battlefield 6, the maps were pretty big, but small enough that like you and 3 people are never in a fight with 3 other people for more than 6 seconds, right? Like there isn't like a fight, a moment, a Tarkov fight where there's like a rotate and a flank and a snipe and a res and a this. And all the footage was that. Like it felt like a real, like we're in a battle that can be extended amongst this ginormous battle. And I was really liking the vibes, full loot. So people were like running out of ammo, looting ammo, looting better plates, looting, better helmets, stuff like that. Like,
what's the impetus for that? Because like in order for you need to survive a bunch of gunfights for that to be relevant. So you would either need to outplay people or there need to be like a long time to kill.
Survive a bunch of gunfights for what to happen?
To like survive long enough where you need to loot ammo.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, that's not, I don't.
If you're playing Call of Duty and you have to loot, you got to like pick up guns.
Yeah.
That means you're on like a 28 kill streak.
Yeah. No, I think it's like, what it felt like was a combination of recoil not being so low that like suppressive fire is a real thing. Like you are shooting in the direction of somebody and that doesn't always mean you get a kill. Like that's kind of the Battlefield thing. Like Battlefield 6, at least at launch, no gun had recoil. I mean, you could use an SMG in 100 yards and just like, yeah. But like the engagement distances are far enough and ammo and so backpack space and how many mags can you carry? How much ammo does ammo cost? It felt like that was like after 1 or 2 gunfights, you need to pick up ammo. And you want to live as long as you can in the zone because as many people are in the zone, whatever team has more people in the zone is scoring points. So you want to be killing as many people and you want to be surviving as long as you can. If you could survive 30 or 40 minutes in the zone, you are doing your team a huge service. If you can do that while killing people that entire time, you're doing your team a huge service and you can maybe get into 4 gunfights before you're out of ammo.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm looting them for loot. And then there's also all sorts of other things like defibrillators will allow you to res your teammates faster. If you kill a guy with an RPG, you want that on your back because then if a heli comes in, a little bird, now you can fuck that shit up. Yeah. If you get every gunfight you get into, I don't think there's armor repair kits. So you spend your money on a level 2 helmet, you get shot in the head, it tanks the shot. Now that helmet's fucked. So now you killed the guy, you want to go get his helmet. So it's like, it seems like it's a decent enough.
Bro, just being able to respawn makes destroyable armor make a lot more sense. Because like in Tarkov, if you think about like you have armor in one gunfight, it might get zeroed, and like if you die, the armor like it's not that exciting to pick it up as the guy who killed you.
Yeah.
You died, so it's not useful for you.
Yeah.
But like, and all the extra ammo you had is just like wasted effectively, like from your perspective. Being able to res just means like everything you have has so much more value. And also it gives you more of a chance to use all the consumable stuff you have to then go like, fuck, I need consumable stuff, which is like some of the most fun.
Yeah. Lowering the stakes a little bit like, obviously a big part of what makes Tarkov so great is the stakes. One bullet can end this run at any moment. And that makes surviving a run feel fucking great when you're new to Tarkov, right? But that also comes with very obvious downsides, like we were just talking about. Lowering the stakes a little bit doesn't take all the fun out of it. It just shifts the fun. Where, like, exactly now it's like, okay, the fact that we can respawn, once again, it kind of pushes this more teamwork mentality where it's like, if where our base is, I need to take a helicopter ride to get to here, and I'm here with my squad. We all want to live as a group as long as we can. So if three of us die, it's not necessarily in the best interest of me and Ham, who are alive, to just bum rush in, which is kind of how I play Battlefield. You know what I mean? It's just like, we want to now play it more like a Tarkov raid. Like, I want to get your loot out. I'm going to reposition. I'm going to back up. I'm going to try and snipe that guy. I'm going to smoke you off. You're going to try and get a res. Now we're going to push back here. Like, and I just don't get that out of a Battlefield type of game. Slowing the engagement down enough to almost feel like it's a Tarkov raid, feel like there's risk. If we all die, we wipe and we have to go back to the thing, they're fucking the thing. And so it's like, that's at least what it felt like through the gameplay. Once again, I haven't played, but that was what it felt like. The fights were drawn out much more than anything I've experienced out of like a Battlefield 6 fight or anything. And there were moments where like they were down to like only one of them left, but then they finally get the kill on the guy and then they res them all up and then they can keep pushing through into the zone. Like there was that moment of like, oh fuck, we won. And then they all get rezzed and they all loot and try to swap their armors for better plates. And then they keep pushing into the zone. And I was like, oh, that seemed sick. Like that seemed dope.
Because all you need is one to survive. Yeah, the concept of rezzing, and it's still like something that I just don't think about because all of the newer Tarkov-esque games that have come out since I stopped playing Tarkov, I haven't played. So I haven't played a Tarkov game where rezzing exists.
Yeah.
So I can only kind of imagine.
Yeah. So yeah, it looks cool. Hopefully we'll get some info on when it releases. Like it releases just summer, so my guess is like sometime in August we'll either have the date or it'll be sometime like late summer. But
what'll happen first? I move into my house, or
or WARDOGS releases,
I don't know,
bro. There is genuinely so much I'm excited for in 2026. They're like there's enough things where it's like one of them is gonna hit, like Tarkov seasonal character coming out in the summer, WARDOGS coming out later in the summer, DMZ2 low-key looks sick, that's coming in October. Beautiful Light is supposed to come some point 2026. Arc Raiders is going to be doing their first like 6-month giant ass update. Gray Zone is supposed to have another big update. Like, bro, there's shit going on. I'm like, there's so much to be excited about.
Damn, dude, I feel like I've just been so unplugged. I'm like,
yeah, we gotta get you back into an FPS.
Yeah, one of these days.
I
mean, maybe I'll play WARDOGS.
Yeah, WARDOGS might be the perfect like,
because I can just jump in and play.
Exactly. Like it'll be what you're used to in terms of like the mental load of an FPS. You know, is Tarkov or like Counter-Strike. You played a lot of Counter-Strike, and then sometimes like Battlefield 6 was fun to me, but for like 2 weeks, because then it wasn't like hard enough. Like I don't want another Tarkov, but I found I didn't want an extended time in Battlefield. I wanted something with like a little bit more friction, a little bit more. Like, so WARDOGS might just be that perfect like thing to hop into with the boys. You see we're on and you're like, I'm feeling some FPS today. You hit me up on Discord and we're like, yeah, fuck yeah, get in the squad. Like, you know what I mean? So that'll be cool. But yeah.
Drywall this week.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Here the other day. It's, oh my god, dude.
That's exciting.
Oh, it's looking like a house now. Standing inside and having
that's so cool. That's so cool. Hell yeah, dude. Love that. But yeah, so that is the stuff. Everybody be thinking about what type of inner monologue you have this week and report back next week. If you want even more cool conversations like this, you can go to patreon.com/thepogcastpod. Get early ad-free access to these episodes and additional episodes we do every week over there. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. Love you long time. And we'll definitely see y'all on the next one.
Bye.